The Seattle Mariners and the Minnesota Twins today made a trade in which the Twins sent to Seattle switch-hitting second baseman Jorge Polanco in exchange for 2 major leaguers and 2 minor leaguers. Heading back to Minnesota is relief pitcher Justin Topa, starting pitcher / long relief guy Anthony DeSclafani, outfield prospect Gabriel Gonzalez, right-handed pitcher Darren Bowen, and then cash considerations. The Mariners in this trade get an impact bat that they were desperately needing in the infield in Jorge Polanco. We'll get into a mock lineup in a little bit for the Mariners, but the lineup looks pretty built out at this point. Jorge Polanco, over his 10-year career, is a .269 hitter with a .334 on-base percentage, a .446 slug, and a .780 OPS. He has a .111 OPS plus over his career, meaning he's 11% above average over that span. The past 2 years, he's been 15% above average. The year before that, 25% above average. And he was an all-star back in 2019. It's worth noting that last year, he played in just 80 games. In 2022, he played in just 104 games. The year in 2021, he did play in 152 games, but the past couple years, he's dealt with ankle and hamstring injuries. In 2023, he was put on the IL 2 times due to a left hamstring injury. But as the Mariners PR points out, over his last 25 games from August 26th to September 29th, he posted an .878 OPS with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. Now, with him being a switch hitter, you might be curious how he performs against left-handed pitching compared to right-handed pitching. Looking in 2023, he had a .310 batting average against left-handed pitching, a .341 on-base percentage, an .824 OPS. Against right-handed pitching and from the left side of the plate, he did have a down year last year. He had a .233 batting average and an OPS that was 50 points lower than from the other side of the plate. However, if you widen the view and you take a look at his overall career from both sides of the plate, his batting average from both sides of the plate is dead even at .269 apiece. His on-base percentage has been a bit higher against righties with a .348 on-base percentage. Slugging is a bit higher when he's hitting from the left side of the plate as well. Over his career, he has done a bit better against right-handed pitchers, with his OPS being about 70 points above from the other side of the plate. However, you do need to factor that he has had over twice as many at-bats against right-handed pitching as he has had versus left-handed pitching. Jorge Polanco is under club control through the 2025 season. He is set to be paid $10.5 million this year. There is a club option in 2025 for $12 million. There is a $750,000 buyout if the Mariners decide not to extend that club option in 2025. But with what the Mariners gave up, I definitely assume that the Mariners will be picking up that club option. Jorge Polanco will likely be a Seattle Mariner through the 2025 season. So who are the Mariners giving up for Polanco? One is Justin Topa, who is a clutch reliever for the Mariners last year. He was acquired by the Brewers heading into the 2023 season. For the Mariners, he played a massive role out of the bullpen. He pitched in 75 games for the Mariners, pitching in 69 innings. He had a 1.145 whip, a 2.61 ERA. And if you're a Twins fan that is watching this video, go to my YouTube channel and check out my podcast with Justin Topa. We talked for an hour and a half through his story. It truly is an inspiring story of overcoming adversity on his path to becoming the Mariners' essentially most valuable reliever in 2023. As for Justin Topa's contract, he is under club control through the 2026 season. He agreed to a contract with the Mariners for $1.25 million for 2024, a quality reliever for a discount price. And now likely I foresee Justin Topa being that setup guy for Johan Duran in the Twins bullpen. That's a nasty 1-2 combo. The Twins also get back pitcher Anthony DeSclafani. He was going to be a long relief guy for the Mariners if he made it to the regular season for them. However, with the Twins, their rotation is not quite built out, so he might be the 4 or 5 for the Twins this year. As for the prospects that the Twins get back from the Mariners, one is outfielder Gabriel Gonzalez, who slots in immediately as the Twins' number 4 overall prospect in their system. He is 20 years old, a 5'10", 165 right-handed hitting outfielder with a 55 hit tool, a 50 power tool, a 50 run tool, 45 arm and fielding tools. Gabriel Gonzalez, over his 3 years in the minor leagues so far, is a .302 hitter with an .860 OPS. In 2023 alone, he played in A-ball and high A with Everett. He batted .298 with an .837 OPS over that span. As you notice, when he went up to high A, he did struggle a bit. He hit .216 over 43 games. at that level, but still some solid potential that the Twins are getting with Gonzalez. He's heading into his age 20 season. As for Darren Bowen, he will slot in as the Twins' 27th overall prospect. He is a starting pitcher at 6'3", 180. He's heading into his age 23 season. He has a fastball currently that sits in the 91 to 94 range, but has touched 97 in 2023. He also has a slider, a cutter, and a changeup that he throws as well. Now, of course, we have to take a look at a potential 2024 opening day lineup for the Seattle Mariners. As I mentioned earlier in this video, this lineup is much more built out than it was just a day ago. You got JP Crawford leading off, you got Jorge Polanco or Julio Rodriguez batting second, however you want to slice it. There's multiple arguments to this. Do you want the more contact hitter in Jorge Polanco batting second? Or do you want the best power speed threat in Julio Rodriguez batting second, potentially getting an additional at-bat later in the games compared to Jorge Polanco? There's really no going wrong whether Jorge Polanco is batting 2 or 3 right next to Julio Rodriguez. Then you got Mitch Garver in the 4 spot, Cal Raleigh batting 5, the Haniger Can Zone right field platoon batting 6, Luke Raley batting 7, Ty France batting 8, and then you got the third base platoon potentially of Luis Arias and Josh Rojas now batting 9th. Then potentially the biggest part of this Mariners offseason is that they were able to keep intact the entire starting rotation core that they had in Luis Castillo, George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, Bryce Miller, and Brian Wu. They were able to trade off Robbie Ray and his entire contract. Instead of trading one of those young controllable arms in Bryce Miller or Brian Wu, now you have those same starting 5 that truly have the potential to be a top 5 staff year in and year out. Then keep in mind that you also have Emerson Hancock waiting in the minor leagues in case you need him in lung relief, or heaven forbid there's an injury in the starting rotation and he needs to come up and take someone's place. Now getting into the bullpen, now that you are losing out on one of those high impact late inning relief guys in Justin Topa, a guy that pitched in 75 games for the Mariners in 2023, they're going to be leaning on some of these guys a lot more. The Mariners recently signed Austin Voth, who will have a potential to be in the bullpen for them come opening day. Prelander Baroa likely will take that next step for the Mariners. If he can get his command issues down, he's got some solid potential. Of course, they got Trent Thornton last year. They have Carlos Vargas, who is being touted as a high velocity guy that has hit over 100 miles an hour in the past with a slider. If you get Carlos Vargas in that Mariners pitching lab, teaching him how to dial in his things, Carlos Vargas can be one of those surprise arms like Spire, Saucedo, and Topa were last year. Building off of Vargas, you also have Jackson Kowar, who came back in that Jared Kelenic trade. You look at Jackson Kowar's stuff, he also is a high velocity guy. Take a look at his changeup, watch his highlights. It's reminiscent of that Devin Williams changeup. It's pretty nasty. Then of course you again have Gabe Spire and Taylor Saucedo as the lone lefties in the bullpen as of right now. You have Matt Brash as either getting holds or saves, depending on how they use Matt Brash and Andres Munoz. Scott Service in the past has pitched Munoz against just the heart of the lineup for whatever team they're facing. Whether that's the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning, Munoz is going in against those guys. But this bullpen, even though you do lose out on Justin Topa, I think is a solid lockdown bullpen. Again, Carlos Vargas and Jackson Kowar could be big pickups if they're able to do with them what the Mariners have done in the past. Then filling out the remainder of the Mariners roster, you have the bench, which is switch hitting utility guy in Sam Haggerty, right-handed hitting utility guy Dylan Moore. You got the backup catcher in Sebi Zavala. You also have Josh Rojas, who now moves, instead of playing every day second base, is now backing up Luis Arias at third base. He's a left-handed hitter, and again, he can play both third base and second base. This honestly seems like a pretty even trade. I would give a B+ or A- to both teams, really. The Mariners are able to acquire their impact infield bat and switch hitting second baseman Jorge Polanco, which they desperately needed to build out the rest of their lineup. The Twins get back a quality reliever in Justin Topa to set up Johan Duran. That's going to be a nasty 1-2 combo to end out games for the Twins. They also get Anthony Desclafani, who it seems will be in the rotation for them. On top of that, they also get outfield prospect Gabriel Gonzalez and Darren Bowen, a starting pitcher, to build out their depth in their prospect rankings.
Win, win, win.
Thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe to the Couch GM for more content like this, and we'll see you next time.